Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NASCAR, the podcast where two assholes who like to think they know a thing or two about NASCAR talk about NASCAR. I'm Benny B, joined alongside my very good friend, Drew the Man Scar Van. You guys can follow us on X at NASHolesPod and on TikTok now. We're on TikTok at NASHoles.podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave a comment. And also follow us on the Spotify. Give us that 5-star review and leave us your comments. Let us know what you're thinking about the next race or anything NASCAR related. Drew, we just had a race at North Wilkesboro. It was quite the event. Yeah, dude, I loved it. I thought they did a good job outside of, promoter's caution. I don't know about all that.
I didn't know either until I found out Michael Waltrip was the one calling it, and I was like, I love this. And then the fucker dropped the flag when he threw out the caution flag, and I was like, cherry on top. This is great. I don't care who wins. I can go to bed like happy tonight. Like this made my day.
Dude, he literally dropped the flag, and everyone lost. Everyone in the booth lost it. They're like, look at it. And I was like, I was losing it too, and I was like,
oh my god, dude.
I'm like, he calls it, and he drops the dang thing.
I legitimately aggravated my hernia with how hard I was laughing at that.
Huh.
Like, I think Michael Waltrip made me pull a couple inches of my guts out even further. I mean, like, I was howling at the moon, dude. It was so fucking funny. I was like, when does this ever happen? And I was like, did he plan on this? Because the way he drops it too almost looks like he was just like, oops.
Well, I was texting you, so I actually missed how he dropped it. All of a sudden, I just looked up, and he dropped it. And I was like, oh, crap.
Well, I mean, he once spilled a taco over the back windshield of Denny Hamlin's stock car.
Yeah, he's like, you just got it all over the car.
You know,
he is a legend. He's a treasure.
Yeah, him dropping the flag. I mean, I wasn't shocked that it was him that did it. You know,
right? Anyone else?
More
like, oh, you freaking ditz.
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody giving him a bunch of shit for it, but
yeah,
I love that man so much.
And I also want to talk about Waltrip when he was, you know how he is when he interviews the drivers before the race. It is just the most comical thing. But he, he's talking to Bowman and just casually drops. He's like, yeah, like I got. He's like, he's like, I got a win here 29 years ago. It was just I can't even remember. It was just the way he did it. It was just so funny. He's like, oh, and then Bowman's like, well, congrats on that, 29-year mark. It's just like what else do you say to him?
Well, that's the thing too. I never knew that he actually won an All-Star race because I thought his first win in the Cup Series was Daytona. But he got that All-Star win, which doesn't count as a win technically. So
yeah, he made some money though.
God, I never knew he won the All-Star race, let alone with the Wood brothers too. I mean, no one ever talks about that. I mean, you'd think that would be one of the more talked about wins, especially because that team wasn't as dominant as they were
right.
20 years prior to that.
It's cool because I looked more into it. And it's like he won the Daytona 500 2 times.
Yeah, I think all his wins are at Daytona and Talladega. I don't think he ever won.
That's wild to me.
Well, and here's the thing too. This was back before it was all luck, so I think he actually dominated.
Yeah,
back in the day.
He was actually good, bro.
Yeah, this was back in the day when it was like a giant short track almost with the how they drove. Like pack racing wasn't as. Anyways, big ups to him though. Big ups to him.
But Drew, the racing on this track, I mean, it was. I mean, I thought it was great. I mean, like, it wasn't like the leader gets up there and dominates. I mean, it kind of was for like parts of it, but.
I was gonna say, yeah. Where the hell were you for like 75%?
But when you throw the caution,
but
when you throw the cautions in there, I mean, and that's why I think they needed the cautions because like it made everything more interesting. And obviously, you're gonna get them if people crash and whatnot. But like the one thing I'll say for the All-Star race is why they need that promoter's caution is because it. I mean, it's an All-Star race. I mean, and I know like guys are gonna be serious about it. They want to win the $1 million. Who wouldn't? But, like, it just throws that old wrench into it, and it makes it, to me, I feel like, just more strategic for these teams, like, to try to get that $1 million.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
I didn't mind it, really, and I'm tired of people whining about everything in NASCAR that they do. Like, nothing can ever be good enough.
Yeah, it's not, and, they're not racing for points or anything. It's just a big paycheck, which, I know I'm just saying it's just a big paycheck. It's $1 million. It's a good chunk of money, but
it's not little.
It's also an exhibition race too. So like whatever
it's supposed
happens
to be
here,
gimmicky, I guess. Well, it's not supposed to be, but like
it's just no. That's kind of what it is, though. I mean,
it's for the fans. It's for the fans.
It's like the Clash, yeah. I mean, ultimately, it's more for the fans' entertainment than the drivers.
Right, but this now kind of has been a discussion, and everyone has said it. I mean, we're not going to be saying anything new, but
We're not
like,
gonna sit here and bitch and moan.
no, I heard you. I heard you. We're not saying anything new here, but this needs to be a points race. Like this track needs to be a points race, or at the very least,
Yeah.
replace this with the Clash. Like this in place of the Clash. Like this track is awesome, dude. Like
I
imagine
know.
40 drivers, dude. You got lap traffic and like.
Well, the Clash doesn't have a full field either, so you got to remember that.
Oh yeah. But regardless, I think
I
you could do
think,
that, or
yeah.
you put the All-Star back to Charlotte.
Honestly, what I was thinking is if you want the All Star race to get watched, give Miami 2 days a year. One of it's the All Star race, the other is either a championship race or just a regular time on the schedule, or it's like a playoffs race. I don't care. I mean, give us like 2 Miami days at the very least.
Yeah, you could do something like that, but
And then make North Wilkesboro a points race
also
because
this is
40
what I don't
cars on that
understand.
track would be great.
This is what I don't understand about the All-Star race, Drew, is that every other sport, they switch locations every year. They have it at a different, like, why can't we do that with NASCAR? Like, just have it at a different track every year. I mean, like,
That's kind of the way it's going to be going now as of next year.
is it?
Yeah, so it's going to be, yeah, so every year it's going to be a changing location now.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah.
good. I actually didn't know that, but
Yeah, so when they said so when they announced that the championship race was coming back to Miami, it was just for the 26th season. So in the 27th season, doors open on that one, I believe. So all I care about is them never going back to fucking Phoenix the championship race. Make Phoenix the second to last race like
gosh,
it was
man.
once. Yeah.
Right. Well, and it's like the same thing concept I was talking about the All-Star. You switch locations. It's like the Super Bowl, man. It's never in the same freaking stadium every year. Like championship race should be in a
Yeah.
different freaking track every year. I mean, I don't get it. Like that don't even make sense to me. But, I mean, and I'm okay with it being at Miami every year because it's a good track. Like if you can have a good track, like one that everybody loves. I mean, and I get like no disrespect to Phoenix because they put a lot of money and they've done a good job for what it is. But the racing on there for a championship race, it doesn't make sense. That's a discussion that we've been having for a long time about this. Back to the All-Star race. So at the end of the race, it was crazy, man. Like, you had Bell and Logano just battling, and Chastain just kind of had to stay on that high side. And I remember reading the article of Chastain. He said he was driving around, and he said his like jaw dropped and his eyes opened wide because he couldn't believe they were just giving him that whole high side of the track.
No, I mean, I wish he wouldn't have been surprised and maybe jumped on that a little sooner.
Well,
Would
yeah,
probably had a different outcome.
no kidding. Well, I think what happened, Drew, is you saw he got a little bit too high. He kind of got a little into the wall on one of the exits of the turn, and I think right there that kind of. And you know what? Like, I'm not going to say that screwed him because I mean I think Bell was just a whole hell of a lot faster and better. But I mean, maybe with a few more, laps, Chastain, gets up there.
Nah,
I don't.
by the tail end of that race, I think he was just trying to stay at the very least top five.
Yeah. I don't know, man, but it was kind of crazy to me, man. Like I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, are they really just letting Chastain like just ride the high side and like they're just gonna let him like get up there? Like they were too worried about each other.
And I don't know. I forget which lap it was, but I just remember at one point I kind of just realized it was going to come down between Logano and Bell, because those two kind of just like shot off and away from everybody for a little bit, and then eventually Bell passes Logano, and we get to finish that we got.
Right. Well, and then I thought it was funny after the race. They what's his name? Is it Regan Smith?
Regan Smith.
He's like, he was like, man, that was an awesome race. And Joey's like, well, I'm glad you thought it was awesome. I'm pissed off. and
I love how he says it with a giant grin on his face too. Like he's trying to mask how upset he is.
Oh yeah, and I was listening to Actions General with Denny Hamlin, and he was like, you could just tell, like he was saying, you could just tell Joey was like trying to fight himself not to say something about this, that, or the other, and he was just fighting his inner demons.
I agree with Hamlin on that one. I mean, you could see the internal battle within.
I mean, what did you think though about his comments? Because I mean, he acted like Bell was trying to push him. I mean, but like I don't know, if it's for $1 million, don't you think like, it doesn't really matter at that point. Like, you're gonna do anything you can. Like, he would have done the same thing. And I don't even think Bell did anything egregious.
No, it's just a race of double standard. Like, look, man, if someone uses you up, you're gonna be pissed off about it. But roles are reversed, you're gonna use them up. And
Right.
this is what happened. And yeah, I'd be pretty pissed off too if I was in Logano's shoes because I just missed $1 million payday. But at the same time, you got to remember that you can't win them all, and he's done the same shit in the past as well too. So at some point, karma's going to come back around and get him.
Well,
So you
and I
kind of
feel
just
like
got
this
to take the
happens.
loss on the chin, and then you just got to
Yeah.
do what he says he does, and just look towards the next week, and not try to think about it. You need a short-term memory really for the sport sometimes.
Right. Well, I feel like Joey Logano gets caught up in things like this a lot, where it's kind of like, you've known he's done stuff like that, and then when it happens to him, it's the worst thing ever, and that guy is a piece of trash.
Well, I mean,
And I know that
Dale,
happens to other drivers. It's not just
like
Logano. I'm not saying that.
Dale Earnhardt used to do the same exact shit. Like if someone used him up the track, I mean, he was pissed off. But if he did roles are reversed and he did what
He's
they
like,
ever did
that's
to him,
racing.
yeah, But he always left it on the track though too. That was the thing. And I've heard with like numerous stories that he'd always like walk on up to him the next weekend or whatever and be like, oh hell, actually was racing or whatever, and yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just the way it was.
Yeah.
And
But, yeah.
not saying Logano's on Earnhardt's level. I think he's capable of it, honestly. But
Yeah. I mean, 3 championships already.
I mean, all he needs is 4, and then 5, and then 6, and then 7, and then maybe more.
You definitely need to get to 8, I think.
If Logano can hit 8, he ultimately
He's the GOAT.
I
don't know about that.
He's tied with Richard Petty because 200 Cup wins is a tough thing to beat.
Oh, yeah.
You'd need like 10 championships maybe to be looked at as a better racer. But even then, people will find ways to fucking talk down about it.
Definitely. But yeah, Bell after the race, like, in the post race media or whatever, he was shocked that I see. I couldn't tell if he was shocked or if he was being sarcastic. He's like, really? He's like, Joey was mad, really? Like, I couldn't tell if he was being sarcastic or not.
I didn't see any of the post race interviews with him.
Yeah, no,
so
I watched that.
on.
Like, he was just like, he said, I'm genuinely shocked that he's pissed off. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe Bell felt like he didn't really, he wasn't really doing anything, which I honestly don't think he was like pushing him into the wall. I think they were just racing hard, man, at the end. Like, it just one of those things that happens. Like, you get pushed up the track a little bit.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, Logano just lost his $1 million payday, so he's gonna be fucking pissed.
Right.
But it's whatever. At the end of the day, take out Logano, throw in any other driver, and it's the same thing. They'll be pissed off for the most part. Maybe out of like a handful of guys, some of them might just be like, yeah, whatever. But
yeah,
for the most part, every driver is going to be pissed off, in that situation. But, it is, like I said, it is what it is. Driver double standard.
Yeah.
Common thing in the sport.
It sucks, but yeah, it's just a thing.
Yeah.
But Drew, with Bell winning, they talked about, like, before the race, 3 out of the last 4, I believe, drivers who won the All-Star race ended up going on to win a championship. So, with that being said, do you think that Bell is going to win in the championship this year?
I mean, if he does it in the playoffs, yeah. I mean,
well, I mean, of course, but like, do you think that's the outcome?
I could see it happening, but it's a hard thing to, especially at this point in the season too, to really get a good grasp on who has an honest shot at the title.
Well, yeah, that's very true, and I'm gonna look. I mean, just based on what I can remember, I mean, Christopher Bell is having a very good year. I mean,
I think him and Larson are both tied for most wins right now.
Right, 3 wins.
3. Yeah.
8 top 10s, 6 top 5s. Got 1 pole. He's the 3rd ranked driver. I mean, shoot, man. I mean, he average finish is 11th. I mean, and his average start is 13th. But, I want to say that I think he's going to do it, but at the same time, it's not even because of him. It's just like I think there's other guys that just kind of have a little bit of an edge over him when it comes to the playoffs.
I'll tell you this. In 2020, as good of a year as it was for Chase Elliott, nobody thought he'd make the Final Four, let alone win the championship if he made the Final Four. And shit. I mean, look at Logano last year. I think up to the All-Star race, he was just not even really a factor in any of the races for the most part.
Yeah.
He ended up, but some drivers, the second the playoff starts or whatever, if they can lock themselves in, of course, they flip the switch and then go time from there.
Exactly. Playoffs are a different game, man. Like
Yeah.
you can't really afford to have one bad race, and you can, but it's not going to do you any favors when it comes to the next race, and when you're getting into like that, final race of the round, and you need to be above that cut line. But all right, Drew, let's go to our top 10. Let's just kind of go over the top 10 here, because we always do it, and it doesn't really matter for this, but we're going to do it anyways. So obviously Christopher Bell wins, Joey Logano takes second, falling short, and then Ross Chastain, who had been closely following behind those two, who I honestly kind of thought was going to get. I really thought he was going to get up there. I was truly shocked that they were Joey and Christopher were so focused on each other. Like I can imagine Ross, like what he said. I can just imagine him going, "Whoa, are you serious right now? Like holy crap!" Like it's like that's my dinner to eat, baby. Then Bowman in fourth, Chase Elliott in fifth, William Byron in sixth, Tyler Reddick in seventh, Kyle Busch in eighth, nice. Chase Briscoe in 19th, in ninth.
Wait, the 8 took 8?
Yeah, man.
Nice.
And then Chris Buescher in. So, you know what? These are honestly with the top 10 here. I mean, to me, this top 10 right here is pretty, I don't want to say typical of a top 10 in races, but I mean, a lot of the same guys. But, so that's that. But let's talk about Ryan Preece, man.
Yeah.
He had a little mishap there with the choose cone.
Little lapse of.
Yeah. And he said, he was on the radio and he's like, well, I couldn't even see the fucking thing. And apparently, I was hearing Denny Hamlin say he's like, listen, I'm going to agree with Priest on this. We couldn't see it, but there's other markers to know where the choose cone is. And they have the cones on the sides. So basically, it's like, I'm not going to say anything. Like, if I know and they don't, well, that's their fault, But he said, honest to God, like, you couldn't see it. It was so dark and faded. Like, and he thinks that's from the Cars tour that was racing on it the day before.
Or, maybe the trucks race that just ran right beforehand. Yeah, a little bit of extra rubber on her.
So, did you see him too? Priest grabbed a cone and he went back and just set it right there, like on the wall. And then he walked away. It was so savage, dude.
That's great. I didn't see that part. That's fucking great. That is fucking great.
I gotta say though, dude, the All-Star, the driver intros, they weren't as good as last year, man. Last year, like you had Chastain with the crown.
Yeah, I don't know. Driver intros weren't. Well, the thing too is like in years past they'd have drivers pick their walkout music or whatever, and they didn't really have that this year. They still had like good music to walk out to, but I don't know. I always like that little bit because like usually a bit of their personality goes into like their song choice.
Exactly.
Like Austin Cindric.
Well, Suarez did it though, but that was good. That one was awesome.
Well,
he had the luchador masks.
Well, yeah. I mean, the luchador one was probably the best.
It was awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it is hyped up as like the last couple of years though, because yeah, like I said, when they have their own like walkout music, like it shows a bit of their personality, and it kind of, I don't know, it feels cooler to me. But
yeah, well, you know what I think is cool, and like, see, I would actually love to go. I would love to go to the All-Star race and sit like right in the middle, like of where they're walking out. Because do you see how many teams were like they had T-shirts and they're throwing them, dude? Imagine just catching one. Like I'm like, dude, this is sick. I get some free merch. That this shirt probably costs $40.
Not only that, but I think like I can't tell for sure because I was watching that part of the race on my phone. I think I saw like when they're throwing hats, drivers like signed them and threw them out there, which was tight.
If that happened, I didn't see that. That would be cool.
I didn't really, and like I didn't get a good look at it, but I saw like one of the drivers had like a stack of whatever brands was on their car for hats, and I thought I saw like a Sharpie mark or something like that on the bill of the hat.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, dude,
I think that's cool shit though.
I just like have to imagine, like, imagine if you're sitting like in the perfect spot where like something's always gonna get thrown like your way. Man, I can't even imagine.
Yo, can you imagine catching two different drivers things and then the people around you just being like, "Hey, give up one of those."
Dude, you know what? That's funny that you say that, bro, because I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, you know what, dude? Like if I was sitting there, I imagine like if I got like multiple things, like I wonder if people would be like that, or like, you know, like they'd be like, "Hey, you already have like 3 things."
Oh my god. Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay, dude, pay me
Yo,
$20 for it."
yo, Hannah. Here's a funny scenario for you. I hope you don't clip this one. Fuck it, I don't care if you do. So like, okay, take out yourself and put a super handicapped child there. Drive like 5 drivers. Give this kid up front like apparel, and you just walk up and you're like, "Hey fucker, you got 5 things," and then you realize he's like got like an oxygen tank and like
He's
a
on his last
wheelchair.
breath.
Yeah, dude, it's like you didn't know poor little Billy, who has like a week to live. His make-a-wish was to attend this race or whatever, and like the drivers got word of it, so they all gave him a bunch of cool shit. And you just come up there, like ripping a hat off his head, like, "Hey, fuck you, got 5 things," and it's
Fucking kid.
shit. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, sorry,
What a
dude.
great way to get booed out of the place, man. Or probably your shit rock.
Probably kicked out.
Oh my god, dude! You know that buff black security guard that broke up the Chastain and Gregson fight? Dude, what if he just comes in and just fucking knocks you out cold, and you wake up in a dumpster with none of your NASCAR gear on?
Oh, dude.
Just like you and like your ripped Levi's and like one of your shoes. Just my fucking Ryan Blaney shirt.
But honest to God, Drew, I might end up one of these years if they still have it, at North Wilkesboro. I'm gonna try to go to that, dude, and try to get like the right.
It's not. I was gonna say, like, it's not a matter that they keep it up North Wilkesboro. It's just what event's gonna be held there. Cause
Well, right, but
after,
what I'm
like,
saying,
last weekend's race
is, if
and
they
the
have the
different.
All-Star race there,
Uh-oh.
I'm 100% gonna try to figure out getting a seat, like kind of like over in the area where they're throwing the shirts and the hats. Cause, dude, I want one, man.
Well, I mean, do they? Well, so like they don't always show driver introductions, but do they? Did you see them do anything like that when you were at Darlington the last couple times? Because
You know what, man?
Because I do wonder if, because like I wouldn't be shocked if that's something they do. Because I mean, I don't know.
They
Unless you're
do
something like Denny
do
Hamlin.
it. I'll tell you this, that for the Southern 500, they definitely did. But again, like I've told you, where I was sitting out of turn 4, I can't really see what's going on down there, so I couldn't really tell like how it was. I don't know if it was like that all-star level, because like how North Wilkesboro is. It's very intimate. Like you can,
It's a short trip.
It's very small. Like you can easily throw stuff in the crowd. I don't.
Oh yeah.
But for when I was at the Goodyear 400, they didn't really. I don't think they really did. I mean, like they did driver intros, but it wasn't like that. Like they announced it, and like everybody cheers, and then like the drivers are like on pit road, and like they're.
Well, I guess it'd make sense too if they did it for like a crown jewel event, because like bigger events, more people, better optics,
Right. Because they might do it for the Coke 600 here on Sunday.
They definitely are probably doing something like that with the crowd, especially if I mean, I don't know. I don't think they'll show driver intros for that race. I know some events. I swear some events they do though, but I think it's always the guarantee with the All-Star race. That's kind of like your moment.
Yeah. Well, dude, you know what? So this brings up kind of an issue I've had just from my experience at Darlington, and
oh dear, belligerent drunks.
Well, no, that's gonna happen, and I don't really.
I was about to be like, bro, dude, come on, it's NASCAR in the South. Obviously, there's going to be belligerent drunks, and also you're from Wisconsin. Those are like your people.
Well, I told you,
you need to jump on their side.
The Southern 500, like this drunk dude got arrested. Like I saw it happen. Like it was literally in my section.
There's probably at least 5 to 10 arrests made with every NASCAR.
I'm sure I just don't see them. At the Goodyear, I didn't see it. But here's my gripe with NASCAR tracks, and I know this is not just Darlington, dude. It's the fact that the freaking video board they have is so freaking small. You can't even see. Like, why can't we have a freaking big ass jumbotron, dude?
Salem, that was bitch.
Django or a ghost?
No, that was Salem knocking an empty can of something off my table.
But Drew, like,
dude, she's so lucky the squirt bottle's out of reach. She'd be doused in that.
Oh God.
You're lucky this is during NASholes, you bitch.
Yeah, of course during NASholes. I guess she's an asshole too.
Shit, I mean, at least it's not like last week where I forgot to put away Django's special diabetes food, and I caught her mowing down on it, and I had to fucking. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, so dude, like, first of all, when I went to the Southern 500, they had this thing so far back, this freaking tiny ass screen. I'm like, what is the point of this, dude? I'm like, why can't we just have a big ass screen in the middle of the infield or like on the back straightaway. And like,
well, I know that there's a few of those at some tracks. There's
really?
a few tracks
Well, I don't
with
know
those.
any
Yeah.
of them, but
Well,
gosh,
I
dude, it's
mean,
annoying.
and the thing too is like we usually don't see the streams and whatnot on the track. They're more focused on the on track action or cool fans doing shit in the infield. Like, I don't know, bringing a kangaroo to a fucking race or whatever.
God, yeah, I can't believe that happened, and I can't
Dude, I
believe we
can't
didn't
believe
talk
Jamie
about.
McMurray held it too. I completely forgot that he's a germaphobe.
Oh, is he actually?
Yeah, yeah, not on par with that one dude from uh fucking Jeopardy, I think.
Deal or No Deal? You're talking about
Howie
Howie
Mandel.
Mandel.
Yeah,
God, he is
like
such a
he's not
puss.
on that. I think everyone's talking about comedy right now. I got a few great opinions about him. But anyways,
Yeah, but you know what I will say though, like if you do what I'm saying, it may take away from the on-track experience because then you're just looking at a big ass screen.
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, if
No, not
it's
necessarily,
within
but
view, if it's within view, you're probably going to more likely look at that. But if you want a better view of what's going on, you also have the screen there to look at. So
that's what I'm saying. Like for me, it's
I think you
easier.
have like a valid gripe. But I mean, there's plenty of tracks, especially bigger tracks that'll have like a jumbotron where you can see what's going on. Like, I know they have one or two of them at Daytona on the backstretch.
Does Dega have it?
I think Dega's got a couple as well. And then there's a few other tracks. I can't recall them right now, but yeah. I mean, ideally at every track, we would, whoa, Ben, don't show their logo. We're not sponsored by Pepsi. Stick your finger down your throat right now, too.
But if Pepsi,
Hoist is
if
watching.
you're somehow listening,
No, strictly Hoist.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hoist.
Don't
if
mind
you're
all those
listening,
times I was drinking my flavored water from an ocean spray bottle, like white trash.
it will soon stop.
Yeah, you know what? If I get some Hoist in the mail, maybe I'll just start drinking that during the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. You better start soon, especially after letting the pep of Pepsi visible to the camera. What if Hoist just like 2 days after the episode's up, he's done, they can see that he blocked us on X.
Dude, I'd be
you
like,
motherfuckers!
well, I hate you guys, but I'm still drinking it.
Fuck.
And you know what?
Makes me so angry when
I'm
I
still
drink
gonna
this.
like shout. I'm just gonna shout them out on the podcast then.
Pepsi or
No, Hoist.
Oh,
But
anyways,
if you guys haven't been following along, which you should be on our X account, I have been trying my best to get a sponsorship from Hoist, which is an IV level hydration drink, which is very delicious, and it is made scientifically with the amount of electrolytes that you need, so you know you're getting what you need.
and we don't deny science in this podcast.
And they happen to follow us now, and they repost the videos that I make, and so we're getting closer. We're in the right direction, and just keep out for that. Like,
now, Ben, isn't it true that you also plan on feeding your newborn baby girl nothing but Hoist instead of milk when she is born?
no, because she would die.
What? No, it's Hoist. It'll make her stronger.
She'll have more electrolytes than anyone in the world at her age.
By the age of 3, dude. She's gonna be benching her older brother Oliver by the time she's 3, and it's gonna be nothing but Hoist steroids, but mostly Hoist. Little unit, little Brock Lesnar Blanchett.
Oh God, yeah, man,
dude.
that would be
Chest
epic,
tattoo
man.
and all. Oh, dude.
Shall we get to our paint schemes, Drew?
Oh, I think we shall. You gonna screen share, or you want me to screen share?
I don't really exactly have it up.
All right, I got it. And I'm also on my driver too, so I'll just start.
Let's go. All right, Drew. Not very many cars to choose from. We kind of kept it to the drivers that were actually in the actual race, not the open.
Oh yeah, no, Butcher was in the actual race. But yeah, no, I'm going with the Tylenol car because, well, the red's cool. The Chrome 17 looks baller. And also Band-Aids on the car, and then they also made Band-Aid brand Band-Aid stickers for like covering up like blemishes and whatnot. And I was.
It was awesome, dude. When you showed me the video of them, like how they made them, I was like, dude, this is genius.
Right,
and they should have. I don't think they actually put it on the car though for racing.
No, they did. No, they did.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, you just can't see in this picture.
Yeah, you put it on the rear right
quarter panel.
Yeah. Or like the area above the wheel well.
Dude, they also had like a giant one that they could have put on the hood.
Yeah.
But they didn't. In the video, they showed them like, pretending to put it there, but they didn't actually put it there, I don't think.
And here we got your choice.
I love this Solomon Plumbing, and you know what? Like I found out this is like a pretty long time sponsor for Kozlowski.
But they're usually like green and white.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying like, and I didn't, I had no idea until like, I found out about the scheme. It's like, oh, why did they keep changing like the colors? It was like, why did they go to this? And I don't know, maybe they just wanted to do this. But like, if you guys know me, I'm not a purple guy, probably because of my hate for the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay, I think. Oh, by the way, I got a hilarious rant about our NFC division. I think LeBron James. Now he played for the Lakers, right?
He does play for the Lakers.
Okay, because I know he has a hand in the Fenway of the Roush Fenway Keselowski.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think he did this?
I mean, they've done it in the past.
I mean,
it's not unheard of.
I mean, that's like, dude, that's deep. I didn't even think about that.
That's a deep cut. That's honestly. Well, I'm not shocked that it took me this long because I didn't really look at that car a whole lot. It didn't do what I wanted it to. But oh yeah, Ben, I think it's the first time too we've also chose this like two cars off the same team. I don't think we've ever done that.
Wait,
before.
really?
Yeah, Buster and Keselowski are teammates.
No. What I'm saying is we really never picked like paint schemes from the same team.
Well,
I can't say
out loud. I think we might have once, but I can't remember for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't say for certain.
And
I mean, I'd have to go back
and check. So nobody's gonna go back and check. So we're gonna just say it's the first time officially.
Hey, if you guys go back and check, we'll do something cool for you. I don't know.
You made it this far.
Yeah, made it this far.
Go back and check, and then I don't know. Ben will send you a foot pick or something.
Or maybe some hoist if we get some.
That's right. Maybe we'll just be a new distributor of hoist. For the love of fucking God, hoist, just sponsor us already.
Help me.
Anyways, so I guess now we gotta probably bring up the whole points. Yeah.
Well,
God damn it,
everybody.
Dude. Talk about a swing and a miss.
Drew had me for a couple weeks.
It was good to be in the lead.
Now, thank you. Jesus. Because I'm now in the lead.
Damn it.
Drew picked Kyle Larson, which honestly, in hindsight, was a very good pick because he wins it every other year pretty much. So it was a good pick. But I picked Byron. He picked Larson, who had like a toe link go out or something like that.
Well, no, he got moved to the rear and then he stayed out instead of going to pit. And then they tried to just hang on, but then.
Right, it didn't work out. So therefore, Drew gets +3, I get +28. I go from being down 11 to up, what was it? What was I up? 15? 14.
Okay.
So that's great. I'm happy about that. Let's go. But we got a race coming up, bro. Longest race on the schedule, dude. The Coca-Cola 600. This is exciting stuff, man. I am telling you.
I mean, we get to watch it on Prime. That means we get Dale Jr. commentating for it.
Dude, yeah, let's talk about that. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, so we're gonna have it on Prime, and so that's gonna be great. Like we'll get something new. Like we'll see how they do it. I'm hoping they don't screw this up because you know what,
dude, if not 10 out of 10 times, if Dale Jr. has a hand in it, he's gonna make sure it's done right.
That's true.
Like no doubt, no diggity, no doubt.
I'm more so saying, and I'm sure Dale has a hand in this, but just the on-screen, like with the score bug and like like the standing, like how they do it, or like. I'm just hoping everything looks good. Like, because I honestly think CW did a good job, like with the Xfinity races.
Oh my God, they do a phenomenal.
I think that looks incredible the way they lay out everything. So I'm just hoping. In Prime, I don't know, dude.
Well, and I want to pull up who's going to be presenting with Dale Jr. I know it's Letarte and Earnhardt, but I don't know why I thought Carl Edwards was involved in that.
I think he is. I think you're right about that, dude.
Well, I heard it. Okay. On-air staff. What? Who?
What happened?
No. Okay. I'm going to go down the list. And it's going to be a phenomenal lineup. And then it's not going to be. Well, okay. There's one little bump in the road. All right. Lap by lap announcer. Adam Alexander. Solid choice. Color commentators. Dale Jr., Steve Letarte. Awesome choice. Hosted by Danielle Trotta. Good. So far. Good. Analysts. Carl Edwards. Good.
Excellent.
Corey LaJoy.
Wait, why? For what reason? What reason does he
I thought you
have?
made enough money staying in Cup, LaJoy. What the fuck you doing on Prime?
No,
It's
dude, like
okay.
that
After
doesn't.
that bitter taste in my mouth goes away, I can gladly say that the pit reporters will be Trevor Bain, Kim Kuhn, and Marty Snyder. So that's good, but
Well, I just don't like. He doesn't have. To me, he doesn't have the credibility to be doing it.
I'm not gonna say he doesn't have the credibility because he's racing Cup. I just don't want to fucking hear his voice, dude. There's a reason why I don't watch Stacking Pennies. He's stacking fucking bullets. I'm about to unload in my brain if I listen to that, dude.
God, Drew.
Not really. I'm not that suicidal. Yeah. I'm kidding.
Jeez, man.
I'm kidding. It's okay. Hoist isn't listening. They're too busy laughing from our hilarious banter. Oh, dude, instead of free Hoist, they just send me a coupon to BetterHelp.
Hey.
Pick your fucking brain.
Yeah. We got the Hoist here,
Look,
but
dude, we
we
want to
also
sponsor
need to offer you this.
Look, dude, we would love to give you some free Hoist gear, but we're just terrified that I don't know, when the coroner finds you or whatever, hanging from a fucking noose, you're gonna be wearing a Hoist t-shirt. We don't want that bad PR.
Yeah.
So bad. You don't want that tied with it, you know. So
Okay.
anyways,
Drew.
so yeah, one out of everybody else. So I'm mad hyped for. So yeah.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I'm looking at this now. This past, I'm on FRCS.pro, like I always do before every race. I look at the stats and everything and where everybody finished. And since I get my pick, because you guys know the deal.
Yes.
Whoever had the win, best driver from the week before gets to pick.
Winner, chicken dinner.
You know me. You know I love patterns. So
yes, you are ADHD like me. We do love patterns.
So if I go back, I'm just gonna go back to 2019, right? You have a Joe Gibbs racer winning, Martin Truex Jr. Then the next year, Team Penske in 2020, Brad Keselowski wins.
Oh yeah.
Then you have Hendrick Motorsports. You know, Elliott Larson. Then it goes Gibbs, Penske, Gibbs. Well, I'm thinking, man, I'm in between. I think it's gonna be a Hendrick guy or a Penske guy. And I'm gonna go with Ryan Blaney, dude.
Cool.
I
Solid
just
choice.
I half-heartedly want to say like Chase Elliott, but I don't know the way he's been racing this year. Like I don't know, which hasn't been bad. I'm not saying he's been bad. I'm saying that I don't think he can win it.
So you're officially choosing Ryan Blaney?
I am, man. I already told you this before the podcast even started. I said I think he's gonna do it, buddy.
I hope he doesn't have any more bad luck streaks then, man.
Well, hopefully
talk about
me
patterns,
picking
dude.
him does not cause that.
You and me both. On the other hand, though, I'm kind of really don't know who to choose.
I think you should go with the Hendrick guy or Logano. He's gonna be pissed off after the All-Star race. He's out for vengeance.
You know, Chastain's been pretty consistent as of late. For the most part, I should say. So I think that's gonna be my pick. I'm gonna go Ross Chastain.
Bro, do you understand that if Ross Chastain wins this race, it is going to feed families?
Will it?
Dude, yes, I think so.
What makes you say that?
It's metaphorical, Drew. Meaning, like, it'll be so good. Like, it will end world hunger, I think.
What? I'm still lost.
It's just a saying, dude. It's like, man, I don't know.
Is this what the kids are saying these days?
Well, yeah, probably.
Dude, if he wins, it's gonna end world hunger. Jesus Christ! Free watermelons for everybody in Africa. Woo!
Except
all
for
these Florida melons.
Except for they get the spoiled ones.
No, the ones just past the fresh by date. For sell by date, I mean. Sell by date. So they're like a couple days old and they're still good.
It's funny you say Ross Chastain, because I have this sitting there at all times.
As you should.
And now I feel like you're going to be right, and I'm not mad about it. But I'm going to be mad you're going to be at 40 freaking points.
Historically, I've been wrong a lot this season, so you know, take solace in knowing that the odds are stacked against me, as always.
You know, now I'm questioning if I should pick Chastain from the pool pick, because I can't pick Blaney anymore. I already picked him, I think. So I might end up picking him from my NASCAR pool, man.
Hey, go for it. Go for it.
I got nothing to lose. I mean, shoot, it's a freaking long ass race, and like with the cautions and everything, like you just never know how it'll lie. And the way, like you said, he has been racing pretty well.
Remember your first year watching NASCAR, and I told you to put on the Coke 600. And you're like, how? Why is it on so fucking long? And I was like, it's the Coke 600. You got an extra 100 miles to go. And then Ryan Blaney won that, and you popped a boner, and you're like, yo, dude, I am gay for this man.
Ryan fucking Blaney.
Legend has it, Oliver was conceived the night Ryan Blaney won that race.
That's what they're saying. That's what you're saying. I mean, if you kind of
Your
calculate it
daughter
out,
was
it's...
conceived when Ryan Blaney won Martinsville, so, you know. Look, all I'm saying is Ryan Blaney clutch wins mean Blanchette babies are coming in the 9 to 10 month frame.
Well, Drew, the math does add up. I'm not saying that's why it happened, but the math
Dude, a Blaney
adds
win.
up.
Bro, dude, everybody on like Door Bumper Clear is talking about Kyle Busch's fans not getting laid.
Oh my gosh,
Didn't
I
you start
saw
hearing
that,
about
dude.
the amount of babies getting
They're
made?
like,
Dude,
if you
like,
don't... Like he was saying, my wife said, well, honey, if Kyle Busch would do something, I'd give you a little something, something. And then they were like, oh, is that what you're going to think about now? Like when you finally win, like you're like, oh yeah, that guy's getting laid tonight.
woo! I'd like to shout out that guy getting laid tonight.
Oh, I hope he does that. That would be awesome. I hope Busch wins this, dude. I'm seriously, I've been thinking about this, and I told you this. I'm like,
No, you need to be hoping Blaney wins this for reasons of the pod.
well, listen, there's already a bun in the oven. I can't get her pregnant right now, but
That's true. That's true.
But no, like, dude, I was telling you, honestly, I'm so sad that Busch has not won a race since I've started watching. Like you know, because like
I don't think you. Yeah, he won. I think his last one was at St. Louis, and I think you started watching more and more frequently after that because that was prior to Coke 600. No, I don't know, but I'm gonna say the episode's getting a little long here, so we should probably start wrapping up.
Yeah. So, anyways, all I wanted to say is that I want Kyle Busch in victory lane, because it would be awesome. Anyways, guys, hey, thanks for listening. If you made it all the way to the end, we appreciate you. Make sure you are following on all socials, on X at NASHolespod, on TikTok at NASHoles.podcast, and make sure you smash that like button on YouTube. Make sure you're a subscriber. Put that notification bell on for YouTube and Spotify so you always know when we release an episode. And we will see you guys after the amazing Coke 600.